Hey guys, I'm Steph from rocketends.com, and in this tutorial we will talk about the typography options that we created for the Creativo team. Okay, so to access the typography options, please go to Appearance, Team Options, and then click on Typography. Now, this set of options that we created here will allow you to change everything that is related to font families and font sizes throughout the Creativo team. So basically, if you need to change the font family for your logo and tagline, body font, headings, sidebar headings, header menu, and so on, this is the place where that is achieved. Okay, so let's go to Pages, click on Add New. I'm going to open this in a new tab, and I would like to create a new page. Let's call this Typography. That page, and I'm going to paste here some demo content, lorem ipsum generated content. Okay, let's publish our page. Okay, and I want to see the page that we just created. As you can see, we have a basic page here. We have the content on the left and the sidebar to the right. Okay, let's go back to the team options. And because the first option is related to the logo and tagline font family, we need to actually get rid of the image logo that we are currently using and use the text logo and tagline. So as I showed you in the previous tutorial, go to logo favicon, remove the image logo, and to the bottom make sure that you enable the tagline. I'm going to choose a darker color for the tagline, click on Save All Changes. Okay, and now go back to typography. Right, let's preview the changes. Okay, so we have a white color, which doesn't look very nice. Let's go back and change that. Also, remove the top padding and bottom padding for the text logo, and maybe use a darker color for the text logo here. Okay, save all changes. Options have been updated. Refresh the page. Okay, and now we have our text logo name here and the tagline below. So actually I need something like that, and maybe something like this. Okay, because the name, the text logo and the tagline are simply too big, and I don't like that. Right, sorry. So let's go back to typography, and this time let's select a different font family for the logo and tagline. By default, you can see that the Open Sans font family, which is a Google font family, is selected. You can actually see below that a preview for how that font family looks like. So if I go here and select maybe a different font family like Marvel, you can see that this text here has been updated with the font family that we selected. So I want to go with Lecton. I have never used this font family before, but it's going to show us exactly how this changes our tagline and logo. And as you can see now, the new font family is in action. We changed that in the team options, and the site has been updated accordingly to the selection that we made here. Okay, the next option is related to the body font family. So by default is Open Sans. I want to use something different. I want to use the Oswald for some strange reasons. Right, so this text here, along with any other body text, will be updated. So let's refresh. Now you can see the text here has been updated, the content as well as the sidebar content. Okay, you'll notice that the headings are not updated because they have their own set of options. So go back here, and you have here a new option called the headings font family. So if I go here and change the actual font family for the headings, they will be updated correctly. So this is H1 or H2 font family heading, sorry, and I want to use maybe the Prosto 1 font family. Hit refresh, and you can see that the heading has been updated with the new family font. Right, so we have a bunch of different options that we can use below for like the sidebar headings, because as you can see now, the sidebar headings are still using the railway font family. You can change that very easily. I want to go and change this to something else, Quantico maybe, or let's play fair display. Save all changes, go back, hit refresh. Remember that this is the sidebar, so this will be updated. You can see now that the font family for the headings of the sidebar has been updated correctly. Now we have here the option to also change the header menu, the font family for the header menu. So by default it's the railway. I can use the keyboard keys to change this up and down, so I can preview. Quantico looks nice. Okay, let's go with this one, Racing Sense 1. Save all changes. This will look a bit weird, but this is just to show off how to use the font families, right? So you can see that this has been updated as well, this section here. Okay. Now we have an option here to use a font family for the top bar menu, but at the moment the top bar is not using any font family, any menu, sorry, but we can change that. So let's go and create a new menu. I'm going to Appearance Menus. I'm going to open this in a new tab. Right, so I want to create a new menu, which I'm going to call Top Menu. Create menu. And let's add some pages, our services, about us, and maybe shop. Add to menu. Okay, I want the about us to be the first, right? So remember to always select the location of the menu, which in our case, because this is the top menu, I want to be placed in the top menu location. Save menu. Okay, head back to the theme options interface, and now go to top bar, and here you have the option to select what you want to display for the top bar left content or the top bar right content. By default, this is the contact info to the left. So this is the contact info, and you have the social media to the right, social links. Okay, so I want to change this, the social links, to show the top menu. Save all changes, go back, hit refresh, and now you can see we have our new menu being generated to the top bar. Go back to the typography and let's change the top bar menu font family to something else. I'm using the keyboard keys. Oh, this is a nice font. You can barely read that. Okay, let's go with purple purse. Right, save all changes, go back, hit refresh, and you can see that the menu, the top bar menu, has been updated as well. Right, let's go back, and you can see here a new option called Google Character Sets. This option allows you to adjust the settings to load different character sets. Remember that using more character sets will result in slower page load. I'm just going to leave Latin selected, but if you want to use Vietnamese, you can just either use only Vietnamese, or you can use a comma and simply type Vietnamese here, if for some reason you need to use this type of character set. Okay, The next option is used for the font weight. So by default, we have these options that you can see here. You can easily change or delete them, and maybe only use the 400, 500, and 600 options. Okay, remember that again, using more options here will also result in slower page load. Not very when I say slower page load, it doesn't mean that your page will take ages to load, not at all. This means that it will take a few milliseconds more. Okay, very important option is the custom font. These options here actually allows you to upload your own font family, custom font family. So instead of loading the Google font families from here, which is an external resource, you can actually use your own resource, which will be loaded directly from your site. And this results in higher page, lower page loading times and faster page loading. Okay, remember that you need to use all the 4 file formats that we have described here. You simply upload your custom font families here, and then you choose where you want to use the custom font. For instance, maybe you want to use a custom font only for the body or the logo header menu. You can simply enable the options here. Okay. The next set of options refers to the font sizes, and the first option is the line height for the body font. So I'm going to close this. By default, the content is using 22 pixels, right, for the line height. So if I'm going to increase this to maybe 32, save changes, go back, hit refresh, you can see that the spacing between the lines of the content have been increased. Okay, so I want to change this the body font back to Open Sans maybe, or let's use PT Sans. Save all changes, hit refresh. Okay, so this looks a lot better now. Let's go back. Now you can also change here the font size for the content, for the body of your site. So by default is 14. You can make it maybe 12 if you want. Go back, hit refresh. Okay, so this is a very small text, a small font size for the text. Maybe you want to increase that, it's up to you. I'm just showing you the options that we created. Right, the next option is called header menu font size, and as you may guess, this will change the actual font size for the menu. I want to change the font family for the menu because this is barely readable and I don't like that. I'm going to use Railway, which is a very common and popular font to use. Sorry about that. Let's go back and change the menu font size maybe to 15 pixels. Save all changes. Go back, hit refresh. And now you can see that we have a menu which is using a bigger font size. But you can see that this the option that we selected there will only affect the main menu items. Sorry. Okay. So for the submenus, we can use this the next option, which is called header submenu font size. This will affect all the sub items of this main menu. So by default that's 13. Let's try to make this 10. Again, this is just for showcases, so you have to play around with the settings and decide what's best for your site. So now you can see that the submenus are using 10 pixels font size. Okay. The next option, header submenu line height. Okay, so you can actually set the line height for the submenu. This means that the spacing, the actual spacing that you see here, can be increased or decreased. By default, this is a 35 pixels line height. I can change this to maybe 20 pixels. Save changes. Go back. And if I'm going to refresh this, the spacing, this green background that you see here will look a lot smaller. So let's refresh. And as you can see now, our submenu is so small that you can barely read it. Okay, go back. I want to change that to something else. Oops, sorry, 13, and go with 35. Okay. You can also control the font weight for the first level, meaning the main menus item. So these options, these items here: home pages, portfolio, blog page, builder, and shop. You can change the font weight for this menu, but remember that the option that you set here should be included in the font weight option that you set here. Okay, so if I am selecting 300 as the font weight, you should also include 300 here. So yeah, that's pretty much how you play around with the settings of the main menu. And now you can see that the main menu items are looking a lot thinner. Okay, moving forward, you have the option to also use letter spacing. By default, that's 0. If I'm entering 10, which is a lot, that means that each letter will be spaced with 10 pixels. I think I went too far with that option. Okay, so this happens because the spacing between the letters is too big. So maybe 5 will look better. Okay, save changes, go back, hit refresh, and you can see that the spacing and the letter spacing of the main menu items has been updated accordingly to the setting that we entered here. Okay, top bar menu font size. This actually changed the font size for this menu here. So by default that's 12. Let's use maybe 15. Sorry, hit refresh. Sorry about that. I actually changed the contact info font size instead of the top bar menu. So go back. Yeah, okay, so this is 12 and this I want to be 15. Save all changes. Go back, hit refresh. Okay, now this is correct. We have our contact info using the 12 pixels option, and the menu here is using the 15 pixels that we specified above. Okay, now we have the option to also change the page title font size, the subheading. If you specify any subheading when creating your page, you can change the sidebar heading font size as well as the footer sidebar font size heading, the footer widgets font size, copyright font size. Then you have some options for the heading font size, H1, H2, H3, 4, 5, and 6. You have the option to specify the font weight. So let's edit this page and try to add some headings. Okay, I want to go with something like heading H1. I'm going to copy paste this a few times. H1, H3, H4, F5, H6. And now I'm going to expand this toolbar toggle, which allows us to actually use select the headings that we want, heading 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, update. Let's view our page. So we have our headings here. Okay. And we can change this value. So if I want to go with, I don't know, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, and 20. Okay, we have the font weight here. By default, this is a 400 font weight. This is actually a thin font weight, you'll see. And as you can see, now the headings are using the font sizes that we specified in the theme options interface. Okay, you can also use the font weight here and increase the margin bottom. By default, this is a 10 pixels. You can increase that to a higher or lower value, depends on what you need. Okay, you can also change the paragraph HTML tag margin bottom. So by default, this is 20 pixels. I can increase that as well to maybe 40 pixels. This is just to show you how these options work. Hit refresh. Now you can see that the spacing between the headings has increased because we are now using a 30 pixels margin bottom, and as well the spacing between the paragraph has been increased. Okay, the final option is called the body font color. So by default, this is a gray color, a dark gray color. You can change that maybe to a green color, a dark green color, or whatever color you need for your site. Go back, hit refresh, and you can see that the headings and content here has been updated according to the color that we set here. Okay, so these are basically all the options that we currently created for the Creativo theme, the typography options, and we will make sure to add more options in the future. And I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial, and see you next time.